Minasan konnichiwa, Alex desu. Hey everyone, it's Alex here, and today I really just want to give an update on my Japanese learning so far. I know I posted a video the second week of my Japanese learning, and then I just posted a video on my 9th week of learning. But I still can't exactly say what I want to say in Japanese, so I really want to show you what I've been doing these last 9 to 10 weeks. But I can't do that in Japanese because I still know the vocabulary or the grammar structures too. So I'm thinking that for the next couple of weeks, on top of my Japanese videos, I'm also going to be doing a couple of English videos, just showing you exactly what I'm doing to study each and every week. Let's start off, however, with what I've done so far. So basically all the statistics on what I've accomplished in these last 10 weeks. I guess the biggest thing that could show my progress is that I have completed, as of today, 160 hours of study in these 10 weeks, which I think is pretty good, all things considered. When I first set out to do this, I was expecting a number much higher, but there's only so much Japanese you can study in one day when you're not around the language constantly without your brain getting totally burned out. So I've actually had to decrease my time studying a little bit, but I'm starting to ramp that back up as my flight takes off in about a month, and I would really like to be able to be a lot farther in the language than I am right now. With that 160 hours of study, I've currently memorized about 210 kanji. With these 210 kanji that I know them by heart, and I know their kunyomi as well as their onyomi readings. So these 210 kanji I have down, like I have them solid. There are probably about 50 or 60 other kanji that I know halfway, but I wouldn't really say that I know them. I could probably only guess what their meaning was maybe every 1 out of 2 times. So I'm still currently working at increasing my number of kanji that I know. I would really like to know the full 2,000 by the end of the year. With all the statistics that I've collected, I average about 3 kanji a day. That's about how many I'm learning per day. It's a little short of the 25 a day goal. Well, it's a lot short of the 25 day goal, but it's a lot more than what most people do in 3 months, so I'm really happy with that. And based on my current trajectory, by the time I land in Japan, I should have another 30 to 40 memorized. Most of the kanji that I've learned is very high frequency kanji, which is great because I will be able to reinforce those kanji while I'm in Japan, and I'll be able to understand a lot more stuff while I'm there. A couple other things that I've gotten through is that actually right here, I gotten through about half of the Genki book. I think I'm on chapter 6 of this book, and the book has 12. I think that's 12 chapters, so I'm basically about halfway through the book. I've actually been slowing down on this book recently because I'm starting to feel that I have the basics down, and there are some better sites online for quickly learning some more intermediate topics. On top of that, I purchased the Rosetta Stone program on a really good deal about 2 years ago, and it allows me to switch to whatever language I want to learn. So I had switched it to Japanese right when I started learning Japanese, and I'm about 70% done through the program. Although the program is not going to get me anywhere close to fluency by the end of it, it has helped me a lot in the basic structures. It has helped me a lot with the procedural knowledge of some of the words. There's some of the words that I've learned on Rosetta Stone that I really don't know their English translation that well. I just know that they work in this situation, which is kind of exactly how language is supposed to be. Until you start studying language formally when you're 6 or 7, you have no idea what a word really means. You just know that it works in this situation. That's what I've gotten to in some of my basic structures in Japanese. I can think in that actual structure, which is a really helpful foundation for getting more intermediate and more advanced topics. Another thing that I've actually accomplished is that I recently took the JCAT test. The JCAT test is a Japanese placement test. It's similar to the JLPT, except where the JLPT can only test you at specific levels, say JLPT 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. This test is adaptive, so as you get questions right, it gets harder. As you get questions wrong, it gets easier. And then by the end of the questions it asks you, it has a pretty good knowledge of where you are in Japanese. So I took this test and got a score. I can't remember the score, I should probably look that up. So I actually got a 77 on the JCAT, which isn't that bad. The test is out of, I think 400 points is what most people think that the highest score is, but 350 points is considered near native. Anything over 100 is considered pre-intermediate. So I think with the amount of studying that I've done, 77 is a really good score to have on the JCAT. I actually have to take this test again on the 29th of February for my program in Japan. so I will definitely let you know that score when I take it. This one was going to be the score that's actually going to be very important because it will determine what classes I can take in Japan. So I'm a little stressed out about that one, but if I get over 100 on the JCAT, I'll be very happy. That would be exactly where I want to go before I go to Japan, is be able to completely skip over the elementary stuff and get into the more intermediate stuff that'll allow me to have more full conversations with the Japanese while I'm over there. So February 29th, as I said, is when the test is. After that test, I'll definitely make a video and a blog post about my new score on it. I really hope that I can do a lot better. I feel like I know a lot more than when I took it the last 2 or 3 weeks ago. I've improved my listening since then, and I've definitely tried to improve my grammar because that was easily my lowest score on the test. Okay, this is all I really wanted to talk about this week, was where exactly I am in my Japanese learning. Next week, I'm probably going to go a little more in-depth on the strategies I'm using to learn Japanese and what I'm doing to try to pick up vocab and learn grammar structures and get some listening practice in, because that's one of the hardest things to find. So if you really want to know any more in-depth about what I've been doing for these last 10 weeks, I've actually been writing blog posts on my blog every week that have fully described what I've been doing, my strengths, my weaknesses, some insights that I have on the language. So if you just want to read through that, my blog link I think should be in the bottom, either that side or that side, as well as in the description below, and you can just check those out. Next week, though, I will talk a little bit more in depth about that. Also next week, I'm going to go ahead and continue doing my videos in Japanese as well to show you my Japanese speaking ability. And next week, I think I'm also going to do a video on my travel preparations for Japan, just showing you all the stuff that I'm bringing over there, as well as anything that I need to get prepared before I leave. So if any of you are planning on studying abroad in Japan, maybe you'll find that information useful for getting ready for your own trip. Other than that, I'll see you next week. Arigatou gozaimasu. Raishu made. Ja mata.